What you guys? Welcome to another rant. I saw the other day. I saw it. I heard it on the radio. There was an advert. We've currently got the Michael Jackson film that's out there at the minute, and I heard an advert for a commercial, should I say, for another movie biopic, and it was for Iron Maiden, and I'm just like, I I'm so not feeling all these musical biopics. They just seem to be insanely uncreative, cash grabs uh, for normies. I'm surprised that people are accepting this, and I can't help but feel that again they're desperately trying to cling to some form of nostalgia because there's nothing good anymore. And they're like, yeah, what do people like? People like Michael Jackson. Stick a Michael Jackson film in there. People are going to watch it. And I remembered when people were going crazy over Bohemian Rhapsody, like, oh my God, it's a masterpiece. It's the greatest film in the world. You know, it's just incredible. It's amazing. And I've got a friend, he's a bit of a normie, to be honest. Bit of a normie, bit of an NPC. And he goes to watch all these films. And anytime I ask him, like, oh, how was it? He's always like, it was good. I said to him, you are literally the meme of the NPC. And he went and saw the Bohemian Rhapsody thing. And I was like, what was it? You know, what was it like? He was like, oh my God. The Live Aid bit was just amazing. I'm like, so the bit that you could watch on TV, you know, the bit that you could watch on YouTube and watch the footage from that's in the film, that's the best bit of it. So you're watching a recreated version of something that you could watch the actual version of. It's just insane. It's like vaguely remember footage from Live Aid because it was quite a long time ago. But yeah, I when I heard the Iron Maiden one, I'm just like, Jesus Christ, is there any bands that they haven't done? So that's the purpose of this rant. I just thought I'd have a look, see how many there's been and how many we've forgotten about and how many we didn't know, and just have a good old rant about it because I just can't see the point of this. And then I did have a little look into this actually, and if the graph I saw was correct, it showed that these biopics were the second highest grossing films behind horror. Horror was the number one. I don't know, man. Maybe that's because there's just so many of them. I don't know. But yeah, I got nothing against Iron Maiden. I was never a fan of them because I was probably a bit too young and they were a bit heavy for me. I did like the artwork on all their, sleeves and things. They look really cool. But yeah, they were a bit heavy for me. But even like people I was massive fans of, like I still wouldn't be interested in watching one of these fake documentary biopic things. Just I know the story. I know the story of all of these without going to see it. Mostly because I was there. I remember them. But secondly, because they always go the same way. We know they're going to end up famous because the film wouldn't exist if they didn't. They always start off as nothing, and there's usually some family members or some friends going, yeah, you're never going to amount to anything. And they always overemphasize how they come from a working class background because they always have to make, they've always got to make out that these people they're just like you, they're normal, they're just like you. You could be a big star too. And we know that's not true. We know that these people have got agents, they're connected. You're not allowed to become a massive star unless you're in that club. We know that. But they don't want to put that out there on film because we're going to hate these people. It's a bit like the Beastie Boys, wasn't it? Everybody thought they were working class and they were all like children of millionaires and stuff. So anyway, let's have a look back through some of these. Do you know what? Obviously, I've not watched these. Just not interested in any of these. As I say, we know how they go. They start off being nobodies. You're never going to be anything. They struggle through it. They keep writing these songs. Then they do some gigs and they're like, yeah, you're rubbish. And then they get discovered. Then they become massive. Then we get all the footage of how incredible it is, how amazing it all is. Then it falls apart. The band falls apart. They turn to drugs or whatever. Some woman ruins their life. Then they crash and burn or they end up dead. Whatever it is. Whatever. No one cares. yeah, I remember this Robbie Williams one. That was quite recently ago, 2024. At least, I will say, at least he tried something different there. And I like Robbie. I think he's cool. I do like him. But I still wouldn't, and I liked a lot of his songs, but I still wouldn't go watch a bloody film where I could just listen to his songs or watch all the music videos. Uh, but at least he tried something cool there by having like this chimp playing, which is a bit crazy. No idea. I haven't watched it. But look at all these other ones, and this is just a handful. Look, there's a load more up here. Look. Make sure you guys can see that. Of course, I've got it flipped round, haven't I? Hold on, let me see if I can fix that quickly. Can I just change that round? Let's just do that. There we go. That might make it a little bit better for you. Let's try that. How's that working out for you? Just move that over a little bit. There you go. You see that? Is that better? Yeah. So look at something. Look, 2025, a complete unknown. Bob Dylan, don't care. Did some good songs. Springsteen, don't care. Did some good songs. Navigating his controversial transition. Bruce Springsteen's personal struggles. There's Better Man, there's Robbie. See, unconventional, at least he tried something different. I expect that from Robbie. Satirical music film detailing the life of Robbie. Yeah, we know. Back to Black, Amy Winehouse. Now, you see, I was around obviously when Amy Winehouse was big. When she was alive, all the media did was attack her. That's all they did. They used to post pictures of her looking like shit. She always looked terrible. And she did some alright songs. She did some okay songs, and she had a very, very unique voice. Like you knew it was her straight away. She had this cool kind of older style, you know. But all they did was attack her. When she died, suddenly she was elevated, and oh my god, it's amazing. Oh my god, and I can remember like people posting things like, God, we've lost an inspiration today, the most incredible woman in the world. Absolutely, so sad, incredible. After she died, she could do no wrong. When she was alive, they all attacked her. But again, no interest in watching a film about it. Like I say, I was there. I know what happened. Bob Marley highlights the reggae icon's life, his rise to fame, and the attempted assassination. Elvis. God, how many Elvis films have there been over the years? I remember one with Kurt Russell, I think, was playing Elvis, an older Elvis. Baz Luhrmann's high-energy film detailing the complex relationship between Elvis and his manager, blah, blah, blah. I'll tell you what, you want to watch a good film, a very quirky, tongue-in-cheek, fun film, Baz Luhrmann, go and watch Strictly Ballroom. That is such an awesome film. I love Strictly Ballroom. So incredibly quirky and tongue-in-cheek. There's just nothing. I sometimes call it a bit of a poor man's Dirty Dancing, but it's a totally different film. It's a lot more quirky. Great feel-good film. Great dancing. Awesome. Whitney Houston, I want to dance with somebody. How did her life go? Let's have a think. Rose to fame, blah, blah, blah. All the bad things happened, and then she ended up dead. There you go. End of. Respect. Jennifer Hudson. I never even heard of that. Jennifer Hudson plays Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, tracing her journey from a church choir to inspirational international superstardom. The United States versus Billie Holiday. I have no idea what's going on there. Centers on the jazz legend's career and her targeting by the Federal Bureau of Narcotics. What? Oh my god! Look at this lot. Look at all these ones that I just. What? Oh, see, I saw that tick tick boom. I was like, Will Smith, but it's not. It's not Will Smith. Who is it? Promising theatre composer. I have no idea what's going on with that. But yeah, I thought that was quite funny. I thought, is that a Will Smith one? No idea. What's that? Billie Eilish. This is just insane. This one. This is insane. Girl, you know it's true. 2 hours, 4 minutes. The film set around this true story of a notorious scandal involving dancers, blah, blah. They were Milli Vanilli, basically. I, Scandal, is it really? What? Because they created a pop duo, like a face, and it wasn't them singing. Oh my god, that's so controversial. And if it wasn't for that, nobody would know who they are. But really, a film 2 hours 4 minutes on Milli Vanilli? Jesus Christ, that's insane. What the? What is that? Pharrell Williams? No. A vibrant journey through the life of Pharrell Williams, told through the lens of Lego animation. Okay, at least he's trying something different there, but really? Really? Hey, where's my picture's gone? Don't do that to me. Thank you. Don't be doing that to me. Tina, the Tina Turner story. Billie Holiday again. Selena, really? Selena Gomez? Biggie, I got a story to tell. What's this? Spinning Gold. Who is, what is that? A tribute to Neil Bogart. Okay. Is Spinning Gold based on American biographical drama written and directed by Timothy Scott Bogart, based on the life of his father? Casablanca Records founder Neil Bogart. Really? No. No, 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 no. Milli Vanilli again. What's... Dear God. Oh my God, 50 best music biopic movies. Do you have a look at that just to see if there's any I've forgotten? I did make a note of a few actually that I just thought of that I couldn't see on there. Neil Diamond, I remember there was one, and that was quite recent. Obviously, Bohemian Rhapsody, which everyone was wanking themselves stupid over, which has just disappeared now. Elton John. I used to like a lot of Elton John songs. I really did. I want to watch a film about it. There was one where they used all the Beatles songs called Yesterday, which was just piss off with this shit. It was a guy who, oh, I can't remember. He like went to another dimension or something. He was in a world where the Beatles didn't exist or something, and he was playing all their songs. They're like, "You're amazing." I hate to say this, but there was a TV show on over here in the UK called Goodnight Sweetheart, where Nicholas Lyndhurst used to walk down this alleyway and he'd go back in time to like the 50s or the 40s or something. I can't remember now. And he could play the piano, and he would go into this bar and he would play like all modern songs that you would know, but they hadn't heard of them because it was in the past. So completely been done before. There was even one on the Beach Boys apparently. Don't remember it at all. Oh, these are going to be all throughout history. Look, let's just see if there's any on here. Oh, I vaguely remember. Oh, there you go. There's the Elton John one. When was that? 2019. Oh, God, just don't care. Really? Born to be Blue, 2015. Who was that? Jazz trumpeter. Oh my God. Really? Control. Love Will Tear Us Apart, 2007. Okay, it's a bit older, this one. Probably wasn't so many of them rounds then. I mean, Joy Division. Yeah, Love Will Tear Us Apart, because name me another song by Joy Division. Can't. What else have we got? Oh God, yeah. See, that's going back a bit. Walk the Line. There wasn't as many of them around back then, so the odd one wasn't like overwhelming, and it can be done. You can make good films about people, but when all you're doing, these are just greatest hits. To me, that's all it is. It's a little bit of their story of their life with the greatest hits. That's what people go for. Oh, it's amazing, all the songs. Yeah, but I can watch them and listen to them anytime I want. Nowhere Boy. John Lennon's early life. Rebellious teenager. No. No. Ray, I remember that, 2004. I remember. Elvis again. 8 Mile. Jesus Christ, I remember that. Not there. Bob Dylan. Oh, God, is that another Bob Dylan one, is it? Jesus, he's had 2 films made about him. Bloody hell. Wow. Glenn Miller story. That's a great song. Oh my God. Anyway, like, you get the idea, guys. That's just absolutely ridiculous. The other thing, like, irks me is just how uncreative all of these films are. They're so uncreative. It's just like, yeah, just do a film of their life. It's as if the equivalent would be if James Cameron made Titanic and the film was just Titanic gets built, its conception, it sails, it sinks, the end. That's like just what happened, and that was the joke when Titanic was out. Everyone was like, "Well, I know what happens. I know what happens at the end. It sinks at the end." But as James Cameron said, he actually said at the time, he was like, "That's not going to work. You know, I could just make a film about that, but I need something to run alongside that. I need something to captivate people. Romeo and Juliet on a ship. That's what he came up with." And that's why when they make these films, like they made a film about, there's probably more than one, about Twin Towers. There was one about the Boston bombing, about so many of these things. But if all you're doing is just like, this is what happened, we kind of know. That's not a film. That's more of a documentary. And I suppose you could stick it on YouTube or stick it on TV, but that's not a cinematic experience to me. Just so uncreative. I'm sure there's ways around it. I'm sure there's ways you could not have it as like Titanic. It was about Jack and Rose and what was happening on the ship. It wasn't so much just that story of what happened. So I'm sure there's ways to make these music biopics, but I just hate them. I just think they're so disposable. It's so consume product. Who's the next person? Who's the next band member? Who's the next group that we can do? And I'm trying to think before I shoot myself in the foot here. None of them seem to be modern. There's no one around now, from what I can see, that you could make one of these films out of, and that is why it seems to me like we've got to, who was massive, who did loads of people love, because no one loves anyone now. Everyone's just utterly black-pilled and in the dark and depressed. Michael Jackson, yeah, man, he had loads of great songs. Let's do a bio film about him. People are going to see that. How about a title? We need a really good hook. What could we call it? I've got it. Michael. These films they only seem to have 2 ways of naming them. It's either the name of the artist or they just use their first name, usually. The name of one of their most popular songs, Bohemian Rhapsody, Rocket Man, or a combination of the 2. Bob Marley, One Love. And I think the reason they have to do that is if they didn't, if they used some obscure title that wasn't connected to a song or the artist's name, people would be like, what? They wouldn't even know. They'd be like, oh, I didn't know that was about Bob Marley. I didn't know that was about Michael Jackson. You put a film out there, they should have just called it Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's greatest hits. So I was there. I was there at Michael Jackson's absolute peak. I was in America. I reckon I was 10 when The Way You Make Me Feel came out. And that song was insane. It was incredible. Just amazing. So creative, so poppy, so catchy. The video was incredible, amazing. Everyone was loving it. I can remember playing it again and again and again when we were out there. I can remember, I want to say, I think I was at school in America, and I can remember Thriller coming out, and they let us watch it, and I remember being a bit scared of watching it, and everyone was like, oh, I'm really scared. But I can remember Thriller, like, it was a phenomenon, okay? It really was. And I was there. I don't want to go and watch a film about it. I don't. Because, yeah, there he is, yeah, doing Man in the Mirror, yeah, remember that. Dirty Diana, yeah. Yep, brilliant, amazing, incredible song. There it is, on screen, reconstructed, not the actual thing that I saw on TV. Or I could watch on YouTube, or I could listen to the actual recording of it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm done with these. I'm absolutely done with these. I don't want any more of them. Again, like Iron Maiden, nothing against Iron Maiden, but I don't want to watch Freaking film about it. But everyone's like, yeah, massive Iron Maiden fan, let's go and watch it. You know the story, dude. You know it. You know what you're going to see. You're just giving these people money and you're encouraging them to make more of this. It's like music slop, isn't it? Yeah, not feeling it. Not feeling it at all, guys. So there you go, a little bit of a rant for you. What do you guys think? I guess I've got nothing against these people. That's the thing. I really have nothing against them. I'm big fans of a lot of them, but I don't want to watch these stupid films. Oh dear. There you go, guys. I'll get another video up. We'll find some trailers. We'll find some half decent films we can talk about. But yeah, you know what to do, guys. Hit the buttons down below. Let me know what you think, and yeah, see you again soon.